You, Catherine, staying with Leixlip, the area plan for Leixlip is out. It's on consultation at the moment. You have some issues with it, though. What are your issues?
I do. It went on display in November, and its submissions have to be in by the 5th of January, which is not a great time because obviously people's heads are in a different place around Christmas. But there's a very sizable amount of land proposed for rezoning. There's a 10% of the county's housing growth has been earmarked to be developed in Leixlip, and that translates to over 3,000 houses to be delivered between 2017 and 2023. Now, the largest area is the area over Cope Bridge up the Captain's Hill, which is a single carriageway, and there's about 1,700 houses on Captain's Hill that use the hill for access to and from their housing estates and the village itself. And it's pretty much at saturation point. And over Cope Bridge, then it's proposed to position another 2,000 housing units. But that would require a master plan, so they'd have to consider the detail. But the detail is only considered after the land is zoned. And I think that is doing it backwards.
OK. Now, people get lost with all this zoning talk, so let's try and simplify it. Are you telling me that houses are being proposed to be built in Leixlip that would be difficult to get to your house?
Yes, that would be the case. There would be a big deficiency with infrastructure in this area, and this area.
Whose idea is this?
It's just over the railway bridge at Captain's Hill near Confy GAA.
Okay, and just Catherine, whose idea is it to build these houses?
Well, essentially, it's the plan that's put on display by the county council, and really what happens is that there's a draft plan given to the councillors to approve to put on display. It's pretty much put together by the planning staff in the county council, and then it goes out on public display, and people say what they think about what's on display, and essentially that comes back and it's considered by the councillors.
Right. Now, you're just flagging this so people are aware, but there will be people listening to you going, well, Leixlip needs more houses. My God, North Kildare needs more houses. Why is Catherine Murphy giving out that houses could be built in Leixlip?
Well, you see, there's going to be a very big infrastructural deficit here, and essentially you would require an entire new road, which would be a pretty expensive piece of infrastructure. And essentially, I think it's really important that people are not caught offside, that they do have an opportunity to comment. There's other land that's proposed for rezoning. Some of it there's already a zoning on and hasn't been built yet. The area around the Wonderful Barn, for example, the area up at Easton Road, where it'd be near Glen Easton Housing Estate, where there's a current planning application for 197 houses, and that's due to be decided in the next few weeks. And there's some new land proposed for rezoning on the opposite side of the road at Glen Easton near Leixlip Gate, and also opposite the Wonderful Barn at Leixlip Domain. That's in Leixlip Castle lands. The lands themselves are designated as protected, and there's a bit of a conflict there. There would also be a conflict where the Wonderful Barn lands and the Leixlip Castle lands would come out opposite each other. Again, there would be very significant road issues there. But there also is the most important thing is that people go and look at this and form their own views on it. Okay. And they can do that by going to the local library in Leixlip, and they can also look at it online at kildare.ie, Kildare County Council's website.
Right.
And they look for the Leixlip local area plan. In fact, there's a few plans on display. The Selbridge one just went on display in the last few days, for example.
And sometimes mistakes are made that aren't realised until it happens, and then everyone gives out after. Now, I'm not saying that's the case in this scenario, but you want people to at least have a look.
Yeah. Now the thing about it is that it doesn't cost people anything to make a submission or a comment, and the whole idea of putting it out on public display is that you do get public comment. Now, myself and Councillor Anthony Larkin have put together a submission. We'll finalise that before the 5th of January, and we'll get that in. But that will be one of a number of submissions that will be made.
Okay, get your views known. Leixlip Library or the website. Catherine, I'm out of time. Thank you very much. Catherine Murphy, North Kildare TD.